Hello, guys, welcome to the channel. In an era where technology seamlessly integrates into our daily lives, it's really fascinating to witness the impact on traditional games like chess. Bryden Hall, who you can see it on your screen, the innovative mind behind Chesky, has harnessed the power of adaptive AI to revolutionize how we improve our chess skills. Chesky isn't merely a tool, I have been using it for some time now. It's a personal coach, mentor, and challenger rolled into one. It's designed to elevate the game of beginners and seasoned players alike. As we sit down with Bryden by the warmth of the fireside today, we'll explore this journey through the realms of AI, the genesis of Chesky, and the future of chess training. This casual conversation is just friendly, and the aim is to delve into the synthesis of technology and timeless strategy, uncovering the story behind a platform that's setting new standards in chess coaching. Braden, thank you so much for joining me today. I know you are based in San Francisco. I am in the next day in Sydney, Australia. How cool is that? What can you please tell us about your origins? How did you get started in computing and then in AI, please?
Yeah. First of all, thank you for having me. I appreciate your time. Um, yeah, I think you covered it pretty well. My name's Braden. I'm 22 years old. I got started in computer science in high school. I was kind of like, I guess like that's where a lot of us get started. It's like practicing with C, like simple like web programs, like calculator apps, stuff like that. Then I ended up doing computer science in university, so I learned like more web development stuff there, like more algorithms, kind of stuff like that. And eventually, I got into like a lot more web development. So in like 2021, during I guess like end of COVID ish times, was I started like actually learning React and like building projects myself. So like I was really into the Web3 space, so like building with crypto. I did a lot of like NFT projects, stuff like that. And then eventually I got into AI. Like end of last year when ChatGPT became a big thing, I started learning like kind of how it worked, and I got really interested in that. And then I thought, well, how can we apply this to chess? Because I was playing chess a little bit, so that's kind of how I got here now.
Awesome, beautiful stuff. Okay, so that is your inspiration into AI. So Chesky represents a unique intersection between AI and chess. Can you describe the exact moment when that idea sparked in your mind? I mean, how did you settled on Chesky? Why not something else?
Yeah, so it was last year. I was playing a lot of chess. I had just left a job I was working, and I was kind of looking for my next thing, and like kind of in between, like working on things. So I was just playing a lot of chess. Like I had a lot of free time, and the way that kind of I go about chess, and like I think traditionally people that learn online is like you'll go on YouTube, you'll watch like people teaching you like openings, people playing. You'll go to like Chessable and like learn openings courses. Like you can read books and stuff. But like there wasn't really like, a coherent place you can go to like learn everything about chess. To like a single place that like teaches you all of the fundamentals. It's most like more like you go to a bunch of different websites and you watch a bunch of different like YouTube videos, try to get like a cohesive understanding. Um, and I was learning about AI at the time, so I was like, what if I could make something that like is more comprehensive, like teaches you chess, like from like based on what you already know and like how it understands how you can improve. So that's kind of where the idea sprouted from. It's like,
Beautiful.
how can I make a single place where you can learn everything you need to know about chess?
Yeah, and I think you really hit it out of the park. It's fabulous. I have used it and I can vouch for it. And I will drop the link to Chesky by the way in video description. And I did a video on it last week. So if you're interested, I will also drop the link. Please have a look, play around. You would love it, I'm sure, if you're a chess fan.
Appreciate it.
What were the no, it's all good, man. What were the biggest hurdles you faced in the early stages of Chesky's development?
So one of the biggest problems in like actually building it is basically these language models that I'm using GPT-4 to actually what is actually the assistant that's giving you advice while you're playing. The biggest hurdle with that is that like it's not very good at like explaining chess, at least like in very complicated positions. So like it starts to hallucinate a lot, like when you start getting to like the middle games and like late end games when there's a lot of like complex positional dynamics going on. So the biggest challenge is like actually how do I basically make sure that the advice that the assistant is actually giving you is always accurate and it's not like lying to you, it's not like suggesting you things that are impossible. So that's like the biggest technical challenge right now is like
Cool.
making making an LLM that can actually explain chess well.
Nice. And do you have any plans of using any open source LLM instead of ChatGPT 4 in the future?
Um, so it's something that I'm thinking about, but not something I've actually started like experimenting with as of yet. Um, but I'm actually thinking of like fine tuning a model to actually be better at like the specific use case instead of just using
Cool.
a generic GPT-4 model. So it's something I'll be looking into in the next like weeks to a couple months.
Cool. So that is sort of a future roadmap. Cool. Okay. So,
Yeah.
have you received any interesting feedback or any user experience so far about Chesky from anyone? Ok.
Um, yeah, I've gotten like a lot of varying degrees of feedback. I actually so there was a video that was made about like kind of featuring me and my idea a few weeks ago now. And it got like maybe 500K views on Instagram, and out of that, I got like a lot of people reaching out, giving me feedback through Instagram DMs or through email. Um, a lot of it is like very very helpful. A lot of it is talking about the hallucination issue I was just mentioning. Um, other like key points are like there's like a user experience and like user like kind of UI stuff. So like I need to improve like how responsive it is on mobile, and then also just like kind of the overall flow of the application. So like what does it look like when you just arrive at the page, and like how is the flow from like getting to the page to the sign up process to actually playing and experiencing like what Chesky is and like getting an understanding of that. So I spent earlier this week is just improving my onboarding flow and getting that set up based on user feedback.
Cool. And while playing Chesky, I couldn't really help but noticing that this was a classical example of human versus machine interaction at a very intellectual level. Have you ever thought about it, and do you think that Chesky will be far more better in playing chess than the humans, and humans would never be able to reach that level of expertise in chess? What do you think about that?
Um, so yeah, I think like chess engines are already like pretty far surpassed like the capability of humans in chess. There's engines like Stockfish, which is actually what I use like on the back end for like what you're playing against. What you're playing chess key is actually Stockfish. It's not like a GPT or an LLM. So like there's also engines like LC0. Sorry, yeah, Lila Zero or like Alpha Zero that are like already surpassed human capabilities in chess for the most part. What Chesky is really trying to achieve is like not just being able to play chess, but also being able to explain chess. Um,
Nice.
so from that perspective, I guess I'm not competing with like chess players so much as I'm competing with like chess coaches. So from that perspective, I think it will it will be a lot to kind of get there, but it's kind of asking the question then of is like can a language model serve as a teacher for like any kind of subject? And I think we're really just like breaching like what the capabilities of that are and like exploring those. So I think given like 5-10 years, we will probably get to the point where like language models and AIs are capable of teaching like humans at the same level, if not more, than like what humans can teach each other.
Nice. Okay. Awesome. Um, I'm more than sure that your life extends beyond Chesky. What do you do in your spare time? What are your hobbies other than Chesky?
Yeah. So like my biggest hobby, other than playing chess, obviously, is rock climbing. So I'm pretty big into doing that. Like when I actually moved to San Francisco, about a month or two ago, just to participate in the program I'm at called Build Space. But I'm actually from Ottawa, and in my hometown, like I used to climb like 3-4 times a week.
Wow.
Haven't been doing it as much now since like, I've been kind of busy trying to build this thing out. But That's still one of my passions. I love like I'm particularly fond of like sport climbing, like on a rope, like with lead. I've been trying to go to a national park in San Francisco, probably go to Yosemite sometime the next couple weeks, try to do some climbing there.
Beautiful. Awesome. So any dream rock you want to climb all over the globe?
Rock. Um, I'm honestly, I know like El Capitan, which is actually in Yosemite, is like pretty popular. I think Alex Arnold climbed that in his video Free Solo. Don't quote me though, I might be getting that wrong. But there's this I don't know what I love about climbing is like the culture around it. So like everybody like even at the gym or at like outdoor crags, it's like very friendly. And they're always like very like there's like nice people to be around. So like I just like the environment and like the culture around it. So I know like there's like beautiful countries like Greece and Spain, all of like really amazing
And
like
Australia,
climbing.
of course.
Australia. I haven't heard very many people going to Australia to climb, but I'm sure they have some nice stuff.
Well,
Um,
we don't have very highest peaks or something like that, but we do have rocks,
yeah,
so more than welcome to come and climb them.
yeah.
Um, no, that is wonderful, man. That is very, very good to know. So, what advice or suggestion, you are so young, so I won't say advice, but what suggestions you have for the newbies who are just starting out in AI? What would you suggest them? How should they learn about
Um,
it?
so how I learned, well, you can get pretty far just like kind of experimenting with like prompts in GPT. So a lot of the thing that I've built and even what Chesky is right now is really just kind of you can call it a GPT wrapper. So like you're just basically calling OpenAI API and just giving it some fancy prompting to make it behave the way you want to. You can get pretty far just doing that. So like if you have like a very basic idea or like something you want to like iterate on really fast, I suggest you just kind of experiment like with different kind of prompts to get it to behave the way you want to. But if you're really trying to like get into the weeds, just something I did actually last December. There's a really good like YouTube series on like how to kind of train your own neural nets by Andre Kaparsi. So I
Yeah.
recommend checking that out if you're interested in like actually digging into the weeds of it.
Awesome. Good stuff. Well, I will drop the link to Chesky as I said earlier in the video description. So if anyone wants to reach out to Brighton or to play out Chesky, please do. Brighton, thank you so much. Really loved chatting to you. We'll be in touch again very soon. I mean, for another chat. Uh, so thanks a lot for being here today.
No, I appreciate it. Always love getting a chance to share my story. And like I don't know. I don't know. I'm like you said, I'm pretty young. I don't consider myself having like a lot of like knowledge per se, but happy to like share my experience and like how to inspire the next generation or just people in general. So thank you for having me on.
All good, man. Thanks.